In the mud of 1944 Europe, a monster stalked the tree line. It weighed 54 tons, wore 4 inches of hardened steel armor, and carried an 88mm gun that could core a house from 2 miles away. This was the Tiger. On paper, it was the king of the battlefield. Beside it, the American M4 Sherman looked like a toy. The Sherman was a medium tank. It weighed just 33 tons. Its armor was barely 2 inches thick on the front, thin enough that a German long 75 or 88mm shell would pass through it like a hot knife through butter. Its 75mm main gun? It was an all-purpose weapon, great for high explosives, but it struggled to pierce the Tiger's frontal plate even at point-blank range. But the Sherman had a secret weapon that didn't fire a single bullet. It was the SCR-508 radio. Let's look at the stats. The German Tiger I was a fortress. Speed, 24 miles per hour on a good day. Armor, 100 millimeters, 3.9 inches frontally. Armament, the 8.8 centimeter KWK-36. 1 shot, 1 kill. Crew, 5 men. Now the Sherman. Speed, 30 miles per hour, much more agile. Armor, 51 millimeters, 2 inches. Armament, 75mm M3 gun, later upgraded to the 76mm. Crew, 5 men. If these two met in a fair fight, the Sherman died. But the Americans didn't fight fair. They fought as a pack. German panzers, including the early Tigers and Panthers, often lacked two-way radios between individual tanks. The commander usually had a receiver, but to talk back or coordinate a maneuver, they relied on hand signals. Once the smoke of battle rose, once the machine guns started barking, those signals became invisible. Every single American tank was equipped with the SCR-508 or SCR-528 FM radio. These weren't just walkie-talkies, they featured crystal-controlled channels. With a flick of a switch, a platoon leader could talk to his 5 tanks, his company commander, or even the hovering P-47 Thunderbolt overhead. When a Tiger appeared, the German commander was often blind to his own support. He was a lone predator. The Shermans, however, acted like a nervous system. Because of the radio, 5 Shermans could coordinate a concentration of fire. They didn't try to outduel the Tiger's armor. They used their superior speed, reaching 30 miles per hour compared to the Tiger's sluggish 24 miles per hour, to flank. While the German loader was wrestling with a massive 33-pound 88mm shell, the Sherman crews were talking. They used the intercom system, RC-99, to talk internally, allowing the driver to shift and the gunner to lead the target in real time. The Tiger's turret was hydraulically powered but slow. A full 360-degree rotation took 60 seconds. The Sherman? 15 seconds. By the time the Tiger found a target, the Shermans had already relayed its position via the BC-604 transmitter and moved to its vulnerable rear armor, which was only 80 millimeters thick. The radio allowed the American tankers to swarm. One tank would act as bait, while the others, directed by voice, found the kill shot. It wasn't the size of the gun, it was the speed of the information. The German tanks were marvels of engineering, but they were deaf and dumb in the heat of a chaotic battle. The Sherman was a workhorse, designed for mass production and ease of repair. But its greatest component was the copper wire and the vacuum tube. In the end, the Tiger had the bite, but the Sherman had the brain.